Hello, everyone. Buck here for Stallions Run. First off, before we start the show, you probably heard a little bit of my voice. My voice is going out a little bit, so I apologize if you hear me drinking water or anything like that. You're watching this and you're thinking, why is Buck drinking water? Well, unfortunately, like I said, my voice is giving out a little bit, so you got to stay hydrated, make sure everything goes through. But I couldn't pass up doing this show because we get to have I get to announce the first spot in the USFL 50. I get to talk about 5 players I think that should be in the USFL 50, and I think very much they will be. Trust me on that. And then finally, of course, we got to talk about some players that are moving up to the NFL. Still, the Stallions have broken a spring league record. We'll talk about that in a bit. So let's go ahead and get right into it, of course, with USFL to NFL news. So we've had multiple players since the last show move up into the NFL. First off, Nate Brooks, he has gone to the San Francisco 49ers. This is a name that I was kind of waiting for. Again, it feels like for quite a bit, I have been waiting for some of the defensive names that were a part of this team in 2023 to make their way up to the NFL. Was very surprised. It took a bit for them to do that, but here we are. Now it's again a little later than I would have liked, but these names are making their way to the NFL. Nate Brooks going to the 49ers. I think that speaks to the kind of quality Nate is going to be providing there. There's someone I think they very much believe in. If they're signing him right now, especially with preseason very much underway, so you got to pay attention to him. And I think that's a very good signing for Nate. Wish him all the luck in San Francisco. And let's move on to the next one, which is a name everyone was kind of shocked to see go because, of course, he re-signed with the Stallions pretty early into the offseason, and that is CJ Marble. He is now with the New England Patriots. Um, Something this might have been a bit of insurance with the news that came out today, the day I'm recording, with Ezekiel Elliott. He is heading to New England also, of course, so there's going to be a bit of a running back battle going there. But I think CJ Marble, he feels like a Patriots running back. He feels like that kind of. I mean, look, the best way to describe his style is kind of this weird mix of agility, yet at the same time, he feels like he's going to be able to truck you in the face, moving along at about 18, 19 miles per hour. Very much, I'm going to be interested to see if Ezekiel Elliott can still keep that up because I'm someone who thinks maybe Zeke stays are a bit behind him. So whatever is going to be happening in New England and Foxborough, I am very intrigued to see. So again, congratulations, CJ, heading into the NFL. Seems to also have a lot of support from Patriots kind of beat journalists over there have been saying a lot of positive reports when it comes to practice and such. So very happy to see that going on over there. And then finally, one that kind of broke yesterday, a bit, kind of out there in my opinion, but it helps break a spring league record. We have Matt Hackins, another defensive back, going to the LA Chargers. He joins another. I mean, the Chargers have seemingly been loving their USFL signings because they had two as of the day I'm recording. But still, congratulations to Matt for going out. He's going to be in LA playing for the Chargers. But with that news, we get a new spring league record. That's right. The Birmingham Stallions have 15 players in the NFL. The last record was held by the San Antonio Commanders of the AAF. That was 14. So now we have 15 players from the 2023 season in the NFL. So I guess, again, the NFL is running through Birmingham. That just goes to show you how important the USFL is, how important this league is in general, and how excited I think I am for fans in 2024, which, by the way, a little shout for those who might be holding off on getting their renewals done for season tickets. Friday, last day to renew them. So be sure to go out and renew your season tickets at 2023 prices because from what I'm hearing and from what people are saying on Twitter, especially when it comes to the league, it sounds like those prices are going to be taking a bit. I won't say a huge jump, but there's definitely going to be an increase in price. So if you want to keep your season tickets at 2023 levels, I would go and renew them when you can. So with that out of the way, we have our signings going through. We got to talk about some players who I think will be on the USFL 50, which again, at the end of the show, I'm going to be revealing the number 50 spot. It's a name I think I should have been a little higher on the list, but I'm glad he's on there. So I won't say it quite yet, but let's go and get into some players who I think are 100% going to be on the USFL 50. One, we got Alex McGill, of course, the USFL MVP. And now let me go and say, for anyone who's wondering, the USFL 50, what kind of time period does it cover? This is for the 2023 season. We've looked over the games, we have looked over footage, and we said we believe these are the 50 best players in the USFL in 2023. So if I'm looking for Alex Magoo, I'm looking at least top 3. So that feels like an easy slot in. So you take that with what you will. The next one, I'm going to give you a bit of a wild card. Brandon Aubrey should 100% be in the USFL 50. He is someone who there was a reason I called him Automatic Aubrey whenever I was taking videos of him, whenever I was just looking at the footage, because guess what? Even in the NFL, he has become consistent in kicking. Those PATs, he has been consistent within pretty much, 40 yards below, he can kick a field goal without any issue. And he's someone that if you need to get a kick from him and say, okay, go out there, get us 3 points or get us the extra point, there is no worry. You just send the man out there. The job is done. Next up on the list, you've got to include this name because of kind of the impact he had overall for the entire season. He kind of, again, for the Stallions when it came to the injuries, there was kind of almost a mini new blood era for the Stallions, and that was Deon Cain. Someone who kind of came out of nowhere, appeared for the Stallions, and basically became a savior in like some of the biggest injury-filled times for the team, especially in that early season. Because again, we lost J Mart, we lost Bo Scarborough, we lost JoJo Tillery for a bit. There's so many names, and then here's Deon Cain, first kind of returning the just absolute masterful returner for all those touchdowns, and then he goes out there and becomes an amazing wide receiver for the team, and is also USFL Championship MVP. I mean, come on, you got to have that man out on that list no matter what happens. Even though I know there's some anti-Stallions people in charge of the list, that's all I'm going to say. You got to include the man. The next one, this is going to be, of course, not exactly a wild card, but one you got to include no matter what. Jay Sternberger, of course. I mean, the man was absolutely, I'm going to argue, probably the best tight end the entire season consistently. If Alex McGoo threw to him, there's like a 95% chance that ball is being caught, and you're gaining at least 5 yards. Not any less. Maybe, well, there's a couple of times where it was just, you had to catch and just land where his feet could. But still, Jay Sternberger, if you were wanting to get the ball moved, you throw that ball his way, and you're going to get that. He's one, he got to put top 10, my personal opinion, right there. But then that brings me to the final choice for my list. This is a name that kind of was there, but towards the end of the season, he finally started to pick up steam, and he's now doing really well with the Cleveland Browns. I have to shout this man out, of course. Austin Watkins, man, how has he absolutely shot up with his stock? I mean, he has absolutely ran through the preseason. It seems like he's almost a lock for at least a wide receiver slot, not even practice squad, but backup. And at this rate, it looks like he might even be starting for the team. Just absolutely crazy, kind of the path he's had this year. Again, going to Birmingham, having kind of that late season run, and then now there's a good chance he could be starting for the Cleveland Browns this next month. Who would have thought? That just shows you the power of the USFL, and that's just an excellent reason just to go to show why this league is so important for developmental in the American football system. But those are just some of my players I think should be on the USFL 50. But I have the honor again to reveal the first name that's going to be on the list. I want to say thank you to everyone who allowed me to have this opportunity. Of course, the Stallion Show should allow the first Stallion that's on the list. He's number 50, but in my opinion, he should be higher. But that one is Quentin Poling. I apologize. The graphic it does run over my background a little bit, so it's not as perfect. But he is number 50 on the list. I'm just going to say I disagree with that very much personally. But and I should say this is also really good motivation, Quentin. You should come back, destroy the gamblers, and destroy the maulers. That's my opinion right there. But just again, absolutely a deserved person on this list. Congratulations to Quinn for making the USFL 50, and I am very excited to see where else everyone lands. Trust me, there's some that I am going to be intrigued with what happens if they don't exactly make that list. And you might not see me on the UFM anymore. All right. Well, I've been your host, Buck. It's been absolutely fun getting to be with you for this week. As I'm sure we'll be revealing more USFL 50 players that are on the list. So stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe to United Football Media. Follow me on Twitter at BuckhamUSFL. And I'll see you next time.